Welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute devotional podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse. Broadcast from the ever-beautiful Sharonville, Ohio, on the sunny side of Cincinnati. Welcome back to Daily Dose Radio, your underground source for 5-minute organic artisanal Bible study. Don't forget now, Stitcher.com. Stitcher Radio is now a source for Daily Dose Radio. Go there, get their mobile apps. You can have Stitcher on your phone. You'll have access to Daily Dose Radio and so much more if you have access to Stitcher.com. Stitcher Radio is a wonderful thing. I want to thank them. And, of course, all the different groups that distribute Daily Dose, Clamor and Twitter and Facebook and Tumblr and all the rest. Thank you so much for having Daily Dose Radio on your sites. And, of course, as always, Spreaker.com. We're in Psalm 96 this week, and we come to a different section now. And I say different because Psalm 96 has been a copy. It has seemed to be a copy of the psalm that David wrote for the dedication of the tabernacle for the ark in 1 Chronicles chapter 16. In 1 Chronicles chapter 16, verses 23 through 33, we have basically Psalm 96. Now, in Psalm 96, it changes just a little bit. You'll notice that Psalm 96 has been couplets all up to this point. Up to verse 9, we have couplets. That is, 2 lines of verse, usually that contain some parallelism that provide us with a point or a thought or meditation. Those couplets come up to verse 9. But if you look at 1 Chronicles 16, when you get to, let's say, halfway through the psalm that we've copied here, the psalmist David begins using triplets instead of couplets. So 3 lines per verse, 3 lines of verse per verse of the Scripture. For example, verse 8 is a couplet in Psalm 96, "Give unto the Lord the glory due unto his name, bring an offering and come into his courts." But in 1 Chronicles 16, it's a triplet. "Give unto the Lord the glory due his name, bring an offering and come before him, worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness." You see the beauty of holiness there, that's the first line of verse 9 in our psalm. So we, instead of having triplets, what we have is couplets up to verse 10, and then we have our first triplet here in Psalm 96. And then at the end of the psalm, what we have is a quatrain, when we have basically 2 thoughts being promoted, and the quatrain actually helps slow down the motion of the psalm and bring us to a conclusion, a final point. So that's a nice little knot at the end of the psalm, that verse 13. Okay, so let's read today verses 9 and 10. "O worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness. Fear before him all the earth. Say among the heathen that the Lord reigneth. The world also shall be established, that it shall not be moved. He shall judge the people righteously." Okay, so we have 9 and 10. "O worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness." Again, we find this in Psalm 29, verse 2. So, Psalm 29, Psalm 33, Psalm 96, all depend on 1 Chronicles 16 in that great psalm that David wrote. The beauty of holiness is mentioned here, and of course we want to worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness because we are in his place. We're in his courts. We're standing before him in his sanctuary in verse 6. This is the Lord who made the heavens, so to stand before him, we want to be in the beauty of holiness. "Say among the heathen, the Lord reigneth. The world also shall be established." We saw that very same Hebrew phrase, same Hebrew words, same phrasing, back in Psalm 93, verse 1. The world he has established, it will not be moved. If we go back to 1 Chronicles 16, he says that the earth shall be stable. I love the way it's put there in verse 30 in 1 Chronicles 16. The world also shall be stable. Nice translation there. It means it shall not be moved. It's not tottering. It's not teetering on the brink of destruction. No, it's founded. It has roots. It's been planted by the Lord. So we'll come back to tomorrow, verses 11 through 13, and finish up Psalm 96 on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. I'm David Smith. The music today has been performed by the Bluegrass Experiment. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you next time on Daily Dose Radio.